Hey guys, I thought I'd show you my 1993 Ford S10 Ranger. In case you're a new person to my channel, it's a 93 model Ranger XLT. I call it S10 Ranger because I've got these 15x8 Corvette rally wheels on it. And I've had this truck for many years. I'm just guessing, I'm going to say maybe 15 years. It's been a long time. It's a good little old truck. It's a 4-cylinder, 5-speed. Got good working AC on it. And it runs really good. I never checked oil or anything on it. It's just a good running little old truck. It's not fast. It won't hardly get out of its own way, but it'll get you there and back. So how I got this truck, I'm going to tell you. My son, this was his this was his second vehicle he ever had. And a guy I used to work with years ago, he had this little old truck, and he sold it to my son. So my son got it, and it needed a clutch and pressure plate, and all kinds of little things, general maintenance. And so he wound up buying it from my friend I used to work with, and he had all that done, and there's my plane. Every time I do a video, there's a plane comes over. It just 90, I'll say 90%, probably more than that. Anyway, getting back to the story, he had dual exhaust put on it. They're not true dual exhausts. They're just kind of make it look like it might have something in it, but really it doesn't. It's just a little 4-cylinder truck. Put the toolbox on it, put the handrails on it. I think he put the bed liner in it from someplace. It's a used one. And had the windows tinted. This little knick-knack things. He had it for a while, but he run across a Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck, that 4-wheel drive, that he just had to have. So it was at a car dealership, the Chevy truck was, so they wasn't going to give him nothing for this truck. And I'm telling you, this is a good little old truck for what it is. I mean, and I told him I'd just buy it. I gave him extra for it, more than they offered. And I said, if you want to do that, there it is to help you get your Chevy Silverado truck for 4x4. So he did, and I bought it, and it was time for tires, and I had those, I think you call them deer hoof wheels on it, the Ford wheels. They were 14-inch, and I was trying to find a set of tires for it. Couldn't find none. And so I had these Corvette rallies I went to a tire store, and they were selling Unilug Corvette rallies, Ford pattern or Chevy pattern. So I don't think that plane's going to leave, y'all. It's coming back. But anyway, I wound up putting these on here, and the tires. The tires are, I have forgot what they're, Generals, but I forgot, 235/70 and a good set of tires. This thing rides good. But anyway, so I kind of made up the story. Oh yeah, he put all this stuff on too, and the little fog lights in the front. It's a nice little truck. But anyway, I tell everybody that I've had more fun out of this truck, just like going through the parking lot, the grocery store or something. Anybody that's into cars and trucks, they kind of look at it and see it's a Ford, but they can't figure out how I got those Chevrolet Corvette rallies on it. And I've had people come up and ask me, say, how'd you get those Chevrolet wheels on that Ford? And I said, well, you know me, I can tell a big lie pretty quick. So I said, well, let me tell you what happened. I said, in 93, Ford and GM and Chrysler and all them was the unions. They were going on a strike in 93, but GM and Ford and Chrysler wouldn't let them go on strike until they got all the cars and trucks off the assembly line, then they could go on strike. And so then, you know, they had they had the truck, but they didn't have no wheels. So they, Chevrolet, GM run over and put some GM wheels on it, somehow made them fit. And this is, I've always said this is a really rare truck. It's a S10 Ranger. And I've even went to the junkyard. I was gonna get me some emblems and put on here. It said S10 on it. You know, put it under the Ranger, you know, like S10, Ranger S10 or whatever. But actually I found a nice set of S10 emblems, and I was going to put it on it, but the guy said, no, don't take the emblems off. I'm trying to sell the whole door. So I just give up. And the door was all crunched. I don't know what he was thinking. He just didn't want to. I don't know what people are thinking sometimes. But anyway, it's probably a good thing, because I'd have had S10 under there. But I have a lot of people scratch their heads and stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. I don't care to drive this thing anywhere. It's a good little old truck. It probably gets about 20 miles to a gallon on it, when you're driving it. But the thing with this truck is, and I mean, I really like the truck, don't get me wrong. And this truck has been used as a truck. It needs a new headliner. You know, it is old enough to get antique plates here where I live. So, but thing about this truck is, I think it's got too little a motor for the truck, which means, let's see if I can pop the hood here, which means, you know, it takes a while to get it going. And, you know, the motor's not big enough. Of course, you know, they had 6 cylinders, but this is a 4-cylinder. Hang on just for a minute. Okay, I just thought I'd show you this little engine. I haven't changed anything on it. It's a good little old motor. You know, like I said, the AC works, and I've kept it up, and it's in really good shape. I mean, the motor could stand a little bit of cleaning, I guess, but just remember it is a 1993 model, and I do hit it about once or twice a year, just kind of clean the motor a little bit. But it's been sitting at a place. I've had it sitting at another location for a couple of 2 or 3 months, and I took the Chevy Silverado, the 2007 that we have named Coffee. I took it and swapped it out with this, because I thought I might want to get this thing out and drive it some. Fired right up and got home here just like I just started it a minute or two ago, you know. So it's a good little old truck for what it is. I mean, if you don't mind not being in a big hurry, I mean, it'll get you there and back. So and that's all I'm after. I'm not a speed demon, you know. And I have a lot of people, believe it or not, that gives me thumbs up on this little old truck. So I don't know. I'm just going to show you this too. I walked right by it. It says, I think this truck is from North Carolina. No, what is it? Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know if you can see that or not. Harrison Ford, Charlotte, North Carolina. So this truck's got a history behind it. It wasn't originally here from Tennessee, East Tennessee, where I live. So it's been around the block a few times. It's got let me see how many miles is on this thing. It's really not that much considering the age, if I can find the keys. Here it is. Sorry. It's got 135,000 on it. 135,170 miles. Starts right up. Uh-oh, forgot about the radio. But like I said, it's a good little old truck. I really like it. It's, you know, it's not a bad looking truck compared to others I've had in the past, that's for sure. I used to back in the day, all I had was what you'd call bombs. I mean, just pretty rough looking vehicles, but you know, at the time, that's the best I could afford. And I'll tell you something, stuff like this right here, I mean, I don't know anything about y'all's financial situations or anything, but I'd rather have something like this that's paid for as to have a car payment every month. I mean, I'm tickled to death if you can afford a car payment or truck payment, whatever. Hey, that's great. But you know, and I appreciate it. I'm glad y'all's keeping the economy going and everything. I probably shouldn't have said that, but I'd rather have something that's paid for. I know a lot of people thinking, what are you doing with a Ford? Well, I mean, I just told you how I wound up with it. And I'm glad I did. I mean, it's a good little old truck. I've had a lot of people. I even had somebody like about 3 weeks ago call me up, one of my friends, and asked me if I'd like to sell this truck. And I asked the missus, and she said no. That's unusual for her to say this, by the way. No, she'd rather just keep it because she's used to driving smaller vehicles, you know, like this little Scion XB, or she can get up and go in this one. You know, she feels comfortable in it. Now, that little Chevy Silverado, that '07, it's a pretty big truck compared to these, so she just feels more comfortable in these, and so that's why she said maybe we better just hang on to it. And it's not eating nothing. It's paid for. I don't know what's going to happen here in the future. Who knows? Who really knows? But anyway, at least I don't have to worry about coming up with money for a car payment or, you know, stuff like that. We have enough things going on around here, you know, utilities, and I'm a normal person, I guess. I've got the same bills everybody else, and buying food and insurance, blah, 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 blah. Boring stuff, but stuff that's got to be done. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you this little truck. Leave me a comment if you've ever had one of these little trucks before. And everybody I've talked to that's had this model Ford Rangers, you know, I haven't found anybody yet that didn't like them. I mean, they're not fast. They'll get you there. You know, as long as you maintain them and stuff, keep the brakes on, you know, and you know, take care of a little general maintenance, keep the oil changed mainly. But I've had it tuned up and stuff a few years ago and stuff. It runs great. So anyway, I didn't mean to make this video so long, but I was just wanting to tell you, I know I'm going to probably catch a lot of flack because I'm talking about a Ford and that I own a Ford. I actually own 2 Fords, this one and that MKZ Lincoln. What year is it? 08 Mercury. I mean, '08 Lincoln MKZ, I'm sorry. So anyway, I've got 2 Fords, and this is a Toyota right here, Scion. So as I said, I'm for anything that is paid for that runs and drives and stops and it gets you there and back. And I'm not a bit afraid to go any place in this little old truck. So before all the haters jump on, you know, as I said, it's a S10 Ranger. So, you know, it's half and half, I like to think. Anyway, let me know if you've ever had one of these, if you liked them or not. And I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. And Primer is best. And I have a new channel I just recently started called Chevy Trucks. And that's all I talk about, Chevys or GMC trucks. New, used, old, junkyard, I don't care. If it's a Chevy or GMC, I'm going to make a video of it because I like it. Sorry, another plane, y'all. So anyway, hey, I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next video. As I said, please like and subscribe. Appreciate it. See you later.